Alright folks, welcome back. Gonna finish up the house build that I'd started a while ago. Pretty excited about that. I got a bunch of stuff that's been all laid out here. Last time, in this particular stream here, I suppose, I had done a setup that had the office room up here and I had a little bedroom. This is going to be my designated tiny bathroom nook eventually. And then down here, I have two other rooms that I'm going to focus on. One is going to be like the cozy, comfy living room area, which looks just absolutely packed full of stuff, but I'll figure that out pretty quick. And then the other one here is going to be like a kind of a kitchen area. And this one is going to be a little bit tight too. But I think that when some of these items get sorted out, I'll probably eliminate a few and it'll be great. Okay, so let's jump right in. I got my radio here. If you guys haven't seen the radio before, it's a pretty handy item. It's got several things I can do, including switching over a bunch of different songs, but I'm on the shop song right now. Got a bunch of options. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is get this cat carrier out of here. I'm going to throw that in the bathroom area for now. The cat tends to show up in that area when she's in the level, but it's something that I want to keep close to the door because basically when I'm coming in and out, it's usually to feed that cat or grab the cat for a walk. I'm also going to take these leaves. I'm going to put one leaf in the bedroom for now. Let's see how that looks. Might be decent. Yeah, it's alright. Good enough. And the other leaf I'm going to actually try and get in the main room here in the kitchen area. So I'm going to take this up for now, but I will bring it back later if I remember. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. Okay, so I have a bunch of stuff over here, and it really needs to kind of get sorted out into individual larger objects, and then the smaller objects I can deal with one by one as I go. Got a nice Easter table there. That's a really old one. Speaks more to the the value of getting the limited time items, making sure that you pick some stuff up from every collection that you like, if you like it. If you don't, then don't. That particular one though I really liked because it had a very subtle light color tablecloth, and it lets you kind of highlight interesting things on the table. A lot of the tables will have some central detail or central stuff that's going on there with like a pattern or something, and it's not necessarily great. This one was really interesting. So this particular object here, these are from the Nordic themed Christmas set. And this particular object you don't really interact with at all. It's not really got any interaction. It's just an object like this. And what I'm thinking is they forgot to make it a bench, even though it said that it was an all-purpose table. I think if I throw a bench in there, that's probably the best use for it. And it's going to be super comfy. Oh yeah, look at that. It looks like just the best bench ever. Cool. Okay, I'm super happy I got that then. And it is, oh no, that object is, it's got a funny collisions. It's got one little square in the corner. It's layer 1 right now. I think what I'll probably wind up doing is keeping it against a wall. Something like that. And then keeping the bench underneath there. And I will just keep it there for now. But I have 2 of those and I'll probably frame something or keep them in such a way where players can interact with them a little bit more clearly. Okay, so I have my stove. It's going to be the heart of my kitchen, basically. Love to have the interactive furniture. This one here you can kind of turn on and off, which is really cool. It has an interesting effect with multiple layers. So if you have a layer 1 object and a lighting effect, so if I turn it on, the lighting effect will show up under the layer 1. But if I pop this down to layer 0, it will actually, the lighting effect will affect everything below layer 1. The lighting effect will affect. So what that means is my bench being at layer 0, if I bring it over here, it's going to show up like it's got light on it. If I make it to layer 1, the light will be behind that object. Kind of like what you see with the overhead text. So like if I say something and I've got a layer 2 or layer 3 object, the text that I use over my head when I type over my head, it will show up underneath that object. Okay, so last time I had set up these acorn fences, I don't think I'm going to use these in this particular area. I really want to do two things with the wall here. I'm going to create a taller wall. It is going to cost me some space in the layout to make that effect, but it's going to make the layout feel larger. So, you know, bear with me, I've got an idea. I'm basically going to keep some objects, like these guys here, at this area here, like they're going to come up inside. That means that these ones here, so if I'm going to, for instance, cover up this 0-layer library wall or library ladder, that means that this guy has to be layer 1. And if I make this one layer 1, then this becomes underneath, like the horizontal wall will show up underneath. What I need to do is make it to layer 2. I get away with layer 2 here because it's in a very high up, like no player is going to go in here from the bottom. It's very high, like in my layout. I don't know how to explain that, actually. The idea is that if I'm walking down here, like on the screen down here, there's going to be an elevation, or I'm going to create a false sense of elevation up to this layer here, and that's going to allow me to make it look like this is higher. That player walking up into that area is not going to interact with the bottom layer of this, like the bottom section. So because of that, it won't appear like they're you know, appearing underneath. So if I make this one, I can actually show really well here. If I go layer 2, and I take this over, I can pop this guy out of the way and then go up the ladder, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so if I walk under this one here, this guy's on layer 2, this particular horizontal wall, and I appear underneath it. And that's not so bad because I really actually want this to appear like it's up higher anyway. But if I'm at the top and I'm interacting with that same object, my collision is such that I'm not going to appear underneath it, I'm just going to be standing on top of it. Right, so at layer 2, we have a weird interaction where, like, in most objects, if I'm coming at it from the top, it just looks like any other object. I could make this any layer at all. This could be layer 0, and I'm still going to be interacting with it the same way. Some objects, like if you have this same object and it's a wall fence and not a horizontal or vertical wall, it will not interact that way. It has a 1 unit or a 1 unit tall collision box, so it will only that kind of patterned part, and not the top kind of cap will block your movement. So you got to consider about what you have, what you're using. Hedges are really good for this trick. It really looks cool to have a hedge layer that's layer 2 and use it as a kind of like you know, a barrier when you have a vertical area. Okay, so enough about that. I also have this fantastic cabinet, which I really want to get in there. Maybe it will fit in here, maybe it won't. I want to get it on the end and see if it will cover enough of this ladder and still provide the effect that I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't think it does, which is unfortunate. And this is already layer 2, so that means that this top of this cabinet is actually layer 2, which is really unfortunate. That means I won't be able to use that in this capacity here. So I'll have to get rid of this one, unfortunately, for this build. I might be able to switch that out with something. I might have a... But this one also has a layer. This one does have a layer. No laundry in the kitchen, though. Okay. So I can't use my other piece in there either. That's okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is use this one. Got to do it. I'm going to keep the other treasure bookshelf on the other side of this ladder. I'm also going to make it layer 1 just for being the same, like just so it's the same throughout. And now I get to work on this side here. There's a bunch of cool stuff in here. I don't know if I'm going to get to use this one specifically. I don't know. I was tempted to purchase this. I thought there might be some jackets on it or something at that same Nordic event, but it doesn't turn out that there was anything cool. It doesn't have any rotation or anything. This guy is totally going in the corner here. This is an Acorn Lamp. You can get this particular item at the Delta Island Garden Shop Acorn and Squirrel Gashapon. That's a mouthful. Basically, go to Delta Island, there's a capsule machine there, and you can go and spend some money and win some acorn lampposts. I like it. It's got a cool little effect on there. I only ever got one. I really didn't invest in that gashapon very much. I have a picnic basket. Oh yeah, tons of small detail in this. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to migrate over into my second area, try and hash out some objects there, and see if I have any leftovers that I might want to bring in here and vice versa, because I've got my basic structure. The only thing I might change is if I have a bar. Yeah, so if I'm going to do my kitchen, I actually want to have some kind of a cooking scenario going on over here. So I'm just going to do a quick search and see if I have a bar. If I do, I have a bar sign, but no bar. Too bad. Okay, that's fine. I'll figure it out. Oh. Getting a little glitchy there. Alright, so here I have a nostalgic bookshelf. This was from Retro Nexus. Sorry guys, can't get it now. This one, and this is actually something where I intentionally built this wall across so that there's little tiny gaps that I might be able to fill. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it or not, but I think that I want to probably fill most of this wall with stuff. So the idea is that I want to have a viewing area here and then comfortable seating on a kind of an L down here with a little table and a bunch of cool stuff going on. I don't know how the sizing and the spacing of that is going to work. Every single unit of space is going to count. Okay, so I'm going to bring my couches out and figure out where I want them. And I have this table, which is going to go pretty much right in the middle of the room. I think that right there is probably the best spot. I'm also going to turn this guy around like that, maybe. I wonder if my player can move in there. Super important for me, if there's an object that you can sit in, I mean, you should be able to sit in it. They call it, I think it's called the shotgun rule. There's a thing, it's a trope in storytelling. Yeah, look, I can too. The trope in storytelling is that if you mention in your story that there is a shotgun hanging above the bar, you know, just a generic shotgun above the bar, at some point somebody needs to fire that shotgun in your story. If it's mentioned, if it's important, then it needs to be there, right? So same thing here. We're doing visual storytelling, kind of. I mean, not kind of, it is really, that is exactly what it is. And I mean, if I were coming into somebody's house and I saw a chair, I'm going to sit in every chair. And that's something that recently I've kind of developed. It's like, I'm going to go and investigate in that detail, that it's like, can I sit in your chair? You know, does it work? Is it functional? Is it worth a like? Yeah, picky with those. Okay, I also have this cool carpet. This was again from Nordic Nexus. I like this. I like the texture on it a lot. I'm not so hot on the shape, so I'm going to try and kind of obscure the shape a little bit. Probably by adding them in weird positions. Oh, this one goes under. Oh, good. It's a new carpet, so it goes under those tables. Does it go under this chair? It does. Fantastic. Okay, so that's going to tie in the room. Cool. Okay, happy with that. This red book is, yeah, it's not the right color of red for these guys, I think. These little couches have a different color. This guy is going to go up. Oh. Spooky bear. Okay. This one is going to be my spooky haunted TV. It's going to go up there with the bear. All right, and I'm just, oh, no, don't follow me around, TV. Stay over there. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is get my couches in. I want to see if I can fit them into this kind of corner area. And if not, we'll figure out what to do. The other thing is I could probably put this one down in here and then have the couches 1 and 1. But let's see how this goes. So I'm going to rotate it 3 times. And it's going to be facing to the right. And I'll bring it over here. Yeah, it's slim enough. It's got a slim enough profile. And if I do this, like with this, which is really my intention, I really want it to appear like this is taller and we're coming down into a little kind of a cozy space. I think that's perfect. And I'll be able to sit right in there. That's exactly the idea. Yeah, looks good to me. In fact, what I'm going to do is move this one up. One up, not two. And it's going to go a little bit into the corner. And I probably will throw a plant or something up in here to kind of draw attention away from the gap. I could throw this up into the corner, but the thing is that's going to kind of eliminate some of my illusion that I'm going for. I really want to see that depth of, you know, between the top of this and the bottom, so there should be a nice space in there where it's really visible. Okay. This one, not so hot on. Doesn't really fit there. Maybe if I rotate 3 times. And now it's facing the other way. Okay, cool. And I'm going to bring this guy down. Yeah, it looks like exactly what I was saying is going to work. So I'm going to have to bring this one over here. And then flip this couch up onto the right-hand side. And actually, that's going to allow me to use the symmetry of the room a little bit better. My little tiny, tiny, tiny boxy room. So my table is now lined up with the center of my chair on this side, or my couch on this side, and I'm going to do the same thing with the couch on the other side. So if I do that, the other part is I can move it forward one. Or maybe I'll just move my table left one. I think that's the best solution. But I have a whole mess of stuff in here that I need to mess with. I have to pick up these items and move them around. So before moving my couch out one, or this table left one, I haven't really decided. I'm going to pop out some of these little tiny detail items. Okay, so what do we got? I have milk and cookies. That's a table item. In here, what's the next one? I always love this part. It's like a little grab bag of cool stuff to place around. A little decoration. This one I think is lighting. Yeah, okay. The little lights. Those lights are perfect right in that corner. Wow, look at that. Oh, it was made for it. It's just the right size. Okay, I'm going to put my TV in the corner. And it's going to entirely, it looks like it's going to entirely blot out that first section of wall. So I mean, I have a limited number of these, specifically this horizontal wall, and I might want to use it somewhere else, so I'm going to take those out. And this is, you know, I mean, I had a feeling I was either going to leave some gaps or eliminate a bunch of stuff in here in this room. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to position this carefully in the corner. And I want it to still be accessible for players who want to come through this hallway up here to get to the bathroom and to sit, specifically to sit on the toilet. So we'll get to that point too. I'm going to make my bookshelf layer 0, so it's underneath my spooky TV, which is always at layer 1. Cat food is in the way. I'm going to try and, again, navigate the corner up here. I want to see if I can get through behind the TV. I'm not sure on the collisions of it. Bring my cat tree down here. See if I can get up there. I think I can walk behind that antenna. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. I'm really super tempted to bring the TV up one more unit because I can still walk this way, but I'm not going to. But the appearance of it is so bad. Oh, I gotta do it. I have to do it. So I can still walk through that area, so that's what I'm doing. Yep. And it's gonna look better in general. It's gonna have that, you know, the depth, and the whole thing is gonna look better. But the only problem is I don't like this. So this layer here is identical now, and I almost have to bring this up one more. It's either I have to bring it up one or down one, and I don't want to bring it down one. So I'm going to bring this half down. There we go. Cut the difference, make it draw the attention away. Cool, okay. So what else do we got in the little room down here? I got some more plants in there, I know for sure. I also have another set of lights, which is going to go on this side. Oh, it's a pillow. These pillows were really cool. I'm super happy I bought those. Okay, next item is it's a wine bottle. I think that's gonna go in the kitchen for now. Okay, and then here we have another string of lights. It's going up here. And I'm gonna center this one so it looks a little bit different. Or no, I think what I'll do is I'll keep it flush to there, and then I'll put something in here to draw the eye away from the fact that it's not connected on that side. Something will come in handy there. Okay, and then I have, that's a plant for sure. That's my little green house plant. This one's really well drawn. It was from the Big Bad Wolf, Three Little Bears. At the Fairy Tale Nexus. Okay, so that one down there. Flip it around. Another pillow. I'm trying to rotate my pillows. It doesn't work. It's still stuck on move. Sometimes the controls are a little wonky, but overall I much prefer PC. The reason being that you can really get away with a lot more, and there's hotkeys. They're not perfect, but it's good to have something that you can at least, switch out rather than having to, every single time use the mouse or your finger and hit all the little tiny little buttons. I don't know, that's probably just an old person problem. having fat fingers. Okay, so this one actually I'm going to put down at the bottom of the chair. So if I keep it here on this side, it's going to make this look weird. It's going to, again, bring attention to the fact that this is not properly lined up with the same distance on the other side. So what I'll do is I'll bring it into this corner down here and make it part of that chair. Basically, it's going to kind of fix into this grouping. Okay, next one is going to be my little dream catcher. Oh, no, it's a worm. Okay, we'll keep the worm on the table by the plant. Beanbag worm. Wine glass in the kitchen. Next one, please. Okay, so these open book. It was from, again, that Fairy Tale Nexus. There's a lot of good stuff there. I don't think it's really going to fit in this space unless I bring in another table, so I'm also going to throw this in the kitchen on top of this table eventually when I get that table set up. Looks really nice with that table, actually. Very similar. Oh, and there's a teapot. Do the same thing. Keep it in there. That's the St. George teapot. What else we got here? I have my super system. All right, so this one, I'm gonna keep it on the floor for now. I think I got a little stool in here maybe. Let's see, is that my stool? Maybe I'll keep it up on the little stool if I can. But then the controller's gonna look wonky. I think I'll keep this down here. Yeah, there's the ticket right there. So I'm going to use this little stool, and then I'm going to put the plant right centered nicely on that stool, and it's going to look awesome. Nope. Come on, plant, do your thing. There we go. There. Okay, yeah, looks nice. Nice pairing, nice color combination. Everything about it is really good. I like that a lot. I have another one in here too, so I'll probably throw that in as well. Got another wine glass in the pile of junk. Okay, and this one is gonna be maybe here. Nah, I'll keep it out there. Okay, and this is another one of those little scenarios where I've got this going on down here, and the height on that is so different. So I am going to have to adjust this up here so that this this stool, I know that it's kind of a little weird, but I'm going to keep the stool underneath to give this a sense of depth. And then this one here is going to go up on top of the stool, like centered on the stool. So I'm using the half increments like quite a lot here to improve the depth, or what appears to be depth, in my layout. And I probably could get away with doing it flat in this particular layout, like in this design here, but it looks way cooler to me anyways to have the legs on this one and not visible up here. Okay, so I've got a snail too. The snail I'm going to keep on the couch, hanging out. I think this is the dream catcher. Might be wrong. Yep, the little dream catcher. So I'm going to keep the dream catcher here. And the other thing I'm going to do is try and bump this up another layer. See if it, yeah, see now there was just 2 or 3 pixels that were overlapped by that lighting, and now that I've bumped it up to layer 2, it works perfectly. And it's kind of an interesting little point, you know, visually, that you can see that in the room. I like it a lot. Okay, black cat clock. Oh, nope. Blankets. Blankets go on the chair. I have a black cat clock. I think that's this one. And the clock I'm going to put in the hallway here. She'll live out there. Kind of extending the space a little bit, that you can see the clock in that particular location. It also covers a crack in the wall. Gotta cover up those cracks. Okay, and I'm getting to the end of the pile. All right, looks good. I'm going to take this pillow and put it on my armchair. I think we can rotate that a couple more times and see something better. Yeah, not bad. I think that once I throw a pattern on this, it's going to look a lot cooler. So I'll hop in to look at the patterns on this couch, or on the pillow rather. And this was a really neat item. They did a really good job. I like it a lot. A bunch of interesting stuff. So I'll do a lined pattern on here, and it's going to change the appearance of that pillow. And I mean, it is a little bit Christmassy, but I think it goes with everything else pretty nicely. Got another one here. I'm going to throw a different pattern on that as well. And the third one I'm going to leave. I'll just leave it as red. This one I'm going to go for, let's go for dotted, just because. And this one here I'm going to leave because it's going to tie into the side on the other one. When we look at this across here, there's a nice kind of sense of flow around the area because of these single dots of, you know, darker red color. I got a couple more teacups going into the kitchen there, and I think, wow, look at that. There's the room. A couple things I would like to change. So this one right here, this guy's going to come out and sit on the cushion because I'm a stickler for that. And the other thing I want to do is get some kind of a little table set up for my SNES here, but I think I'm going to leave it there for now and maybe come back with another table. I think I've got one in my guild house I might want to use there. Cool. Okay. So the next piece is setting up my kitchen area here, my stove, and assorted guga. I'm pretty happy with that. That looked really cool, actually. And it kind of came together really quickly. I got into that pile of small items, and now my room is complete. Okay, so here's, I can sit on this one, I can sit on this one up here. Can I get through at the top? I don't think so. Oh, I can, look at that. Wow. Beautiful. What an awesome space. I'm so happy with that. It looks really exactly how I wanted it to. One more thing that I was originally going to do, and I'm going to check just because, is I want to move this table one to the left and see if it improves or does some, you know, something nasty for the space. And I think it's actually going to detract from it if I do that. because the walking straight down and then walking into a table is actually, it breaks the flow. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think what I will do is move this couch out one, which is against what my principle was originally on this. Like, I really wanted to have that sense of depth, but to give the room the symmetry that I really like, I'm going to move this forward. Because now my chair is on this side is going to be the same as the chair on this side. Distance-wise apart from the table in the middle. Okay, so this one will come out one. Boom. Yeah, and it does immediately detract from the depth. It looks like this is the same height, just because of the perspective on it. And it also doesn't look as good. I don't think I like it. I'm going back. Gonna keep it the way it was. It looked cozier that way. One tile of movement and it made such a difference. It made it all feel cramped and different. There. There's actually an interesting thing also if you look at the amount of space that I've left, which gives it that interesting, like that kind of conical shape almost. Over here there's 3. There's a very wide area that you can walk through. Here it's only 2 units of depth, and then over here it looks like it's only 1, even though you can walk all the way through here. Right, you can get up on the chair and go all the way through. So yeah, yep, there it is. Done. Done. Clear as it is. Super happy with that. It looks so cozy. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna move over to the kitchen area here. I got a bunch of other stuff that I gotta set up. Got a table, got a stove. I think I'm gonna keep the stove up in here in this slot. But I need to figure out something else to keep in there as a bookshelf and whatnot in the background. Okay, so I have some barrels. I have I've got a bunch of smaller items here, and there's a mug. A lot of different stuff. Okay, so some of these items are going to be effective, some of them are not so effective in covering that space, and I think what I'm looking at is actually going to be to use the Acorn Fences, but the trick here is going to be using them at multiple layers to give an extra sense of depth. So what I will do first is I'm going to add some 0 layer ones, and these guys are at 0, right? From there, when I've added the 0 layer acorn fence, the next part I need to do is to add a layer 1 on top of that. So this next one is going to be layer 1, and that's going to then feed up into the layer 2 above, right? So we have a layer 2 on the horizontal walls here. So because this is layer 1, it's going to appear on top of this. It's going to give twice the sense of depth as these ones over here. And I think that's pretty much what I want to go for. Okay, so I'm going to fit this up inside. I could probably get away with moving these half increments up and, you know, kind of fudge the top edge a little bit, but I'm going to go full. Reason being, I'm going to have objects placed in front of this, and it's really only going to work as kind of a framework or like a lattice in front or in behind the other objects to give it a sense of depth. Okay, so there's my wall section. This is a little painting. I'm going to keep the key right there. And I'm going to put that at layer 2, so it shows up above this and above that. I have this awesome little random grouping that just happened here. I'm so happy with that. And this is going to fit right into that slot very comfortably. Awesome, okay. And there's like 2 pixels here and a few pixels here. So actually what I'm going to do to accentuate that depth is I'm going to bust up this pairing that I was just talking about. I'm going to bring my little potato basket down. Oh, I have another little potato, bring the little potato basket down. And I'm going to pull this down 1. this barrel is going to come down 1 unit, and the little tiny broom is going to come out a bit too. So the reason being is I want to show this off up here. I want to have this edge right here. These tiny little pixels. This, I think it's like, you know, maybe 30 or 40 pixels or something. This little unit right here is going to give the whole sense of depth for this entire wall. If I take this out, if I cover this up, it just looks like it's the same height as this over here. But because there's this kind of break in between these, it's going to make the whole thing look awesome. Just because the perspective is very convincing when you look at it. Okay, I'm going to keep my broom in the corner there. This is a magic broom pet. It was, I forget from where. Some Nexus event. These guys are potato baskets. I'll keep one up here, I guess. I'm going to keep potatoes in it, just because. Oh, no, that's a rotation thing. Whoops. Potatoes. And then this one I'll leave empty down by the fireplace. Cool. Okay. Well, it's shaping up really fast. I'm surprised too how it looks. This one, again, I'm not too keen on. Maybe right there. It looks a little weird just having a single knob in the middle of space there. Maybe what I will do. Let's get rid of this horizontal wall here. This is an advantage of playing on PC, is you wind up getting stuck for hours doing little tiny. I'm trying to select this stupid wall. Doesn't happen. Okay. I'll take that one down, delete this one because it's in the way. And I'm going to add this there. So one knob is not really going to do it. If I come over half increment, it's not going to be perfect. Right there, I guess. But that means that I have to now find something to fix the appearance of my lantern up here. This one needs to be changed. Okay, so how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take the lantern up and stick it in the wall. Good enough. Just straight up cover it with the lantern. Looks good to me. Okay, this one I'm going to put at layer 2. I'm going to hang above my fireplace up here. Little tiny details make the difference. These guys I really like. I'm going to keep it, I think, in the bathroom area. This is my central kitchen table. I'm going to keep it right there, right in the middle. And throw it to layer 0. And yeah, unfortunately some of those objects were not layer 1. Okay, so I'm going to make these guys layer 1. A couple of wine glasses and my bottle of wine and a teapot, which are going to be up on the table. And keep this one down here. All these little tiny items, I mean, it takes time to move them around, but as you can see, like over here, it's super important to have that kind of detail as well. It really adds to the visual impact of the level that you're building. I think that looks like a nice little assortment of stuff. It's pretty aesthetic to have that kind of almost like a little frame around it. So I'm going to keep that green tablecloth right centered on those. The other thing I'm going to do is just casually move the other teapot or the other teacup out and pop this up a little bit. So I'm going to move this one up and right. And center my table. Bummer. It's just a little bit too big. Okay, that's fine. I think that works. It looks good to me. Okay, I have some green ooze that's going to sit in the corner here. I will throw that to layer 2 as well, so it sits up on top of the barrel. It's one of my favorite objects, that one. I have a little grill that I'm going to actually just use for the smoke. I'm going to keep it in the corner and have the little fireplace smoking. This is something I've actually wondered about, is if I can put these mushrooms right in this little box. Let's have a look here and see. So I'm going to basically take this to layer 0. Or maybe I should do layer 1. I think layer 1 is probably the better bet, actually. Because there is a moving lid on this other box. So I'm going to put this inside and see what happens. Oh, no. Layer 0. See if it covers it. It does, but when I open it, what's the verdict? If I open that picnic basket, does it come out? Do we see the mushrooms? We do not. Too bad. Okay, that's fine. I like the picnic basket anyway. Picnic basket. Keep it over here. Try and cover up the bottom of this acorn lantern a little bit because it's a little funky. Okay, so my book didn't find space. I'm gonna get rid of the book. My cat house is kind of floating down here. And I want to get these chairs here in. I'm just going to leave the mushroom in this here. It's going to be layer 1. Keep them in here. Make the little basket layer 0. These candles are nice, but I don't think that they fit where I'm going with this. So I'm going to get rid of them. Same with this gumball machine. Going to get rid of it. Doesn't fit my look right now. I am going to, okay, so first thing I need to do is actually bring this guy into the picture because I'm going to use these benches. I've decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to use these benches as the seating at my table. So to do that, I have to bring them in. I'm going to ignore or pretend this corner, it doesn't exist in my spatial thinking. I'm going to throw this little tree in the corner down here, half increment out. And I'm going to start moving my objects over. So I'm going to have 2 wine bottles on my table because yay. This one is going to go underneath and slightly over from this one. And that's going to be the edge of my table. That's my plan anyway. So I'll keep that right kind of just below. Cluster it together a little bit. I don't usually do cluttered tables actually, and it's something that's kind of come up more here in this particular build. Like when I was doing the top part as well, the same thing has happened where this table is totally loaded with stuff. And normally I try and keep it a little bit spacey so that there's like some sense of, you know, airiness or openness, but in this build for some reason, I don't know. I've got empty spaces, but I've got more of kind of dedicated specific locations for stuff. It's kind of a metaphor. Okay, oh, I see a mistake already here that wine bottle is at layer 0, which is okay, but we'll figure it out. Actually, and something I just noticed is that this this chair down here is layer 1 right now. If I switch this to layer 0, it's where it's actually going to sit. Huh, the chair is going to sit. But that will work because my table is also layer 0, so it will still appear properly and everything will be happy there. Okay, so I'm also going to bring this one in, place it. Oh, weird. Is that layer 1? Oh, what the heck? No, I want that layer 0. Does it fit behind that? It doesn't. It looks like it doesn't want to. That's really weird. How about this one? Then why is it working above? Okay, maybe because this one's layer 1. Oh, I see what's happened. Is because it only has a weird little interaction box. It's got a small collisions box. Oh, bizarre. What a very interesting and strange item that is. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's going to look good. I'm going to keep this one down there as well. Do the same trick on the other side. Put my teapot up, and I'm almost done. Yay! So my teapot's going to go up on the table. I'm going to layer up my wine bottle. I'm going to throw the other chair over. And get rid of some of these items here. Okay, so teapot's good there. This is my funny collisions box thing. Oh, but because it's layer 1, it causes a problem here. Okay. Well, we'll sort that out. Oh, and I've got a little tiny bit of overlap here, so I'm going to have to use my half increment down into the seating area. Okay, and then this guy's going to come up. And I'm going to have to kind of finagle this, I guess. Maybe I'll half increment it. Best bet. Right there. Okay, and then I'm going to put this inside the chair the same way. So it's going to sit inside there. Very interesting. Do-it-yourself seating. I like it. It's cool. It's different. I'm going to get rid of the radio eventually. I'm really just using it for background. And the other thing I'm going to do is bring my cat house in. So the cat house, I'll keep it right here, I guess. That's a really ugly place for it. Oh no, it's right in the corner. It should be, shouldn't it? I don't know. Cat, what are you doing? Like right as soon as you enter, the cat house is there? Sure. Okay. Actually, what I'll do is I'll keep it underneath. Maybe like this in here. Yeah, I think that's coolest. And is it gonna pop up underneath the, yeah, no, that's gonna sit right in here. I keep it right there, right behind that acorn lantern. I like that a lot, actually, because the cat will either sit underneath the acorn lantern or up in the corner here, and you can still get into the area. Perfect. And then the dish. Keep the little cat dish right by the door. Come in and feed the cat. Speaking of which, I should probably drop the cat. Might be good. Then it can eat the rest of that food. And come to think of it, that second leaf was going to go in this room down here. I don't know if it's warranted now. Yeah, not really. Get rid of it. Be okay. All right. So that's about it. I'm gonna drop my cat here. I'm gonna fix this up a little bit more. I think probably will purchase a toilet and make a little bathroom fixture. There's a few changes I'll make. I'll probably shift this table around a couple more times to decide where I want it, but that's about it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye for now.